Hey internet, so this is an off video. I will make Genshin Impact videos shortly, maybe tomorrow. So this is Snowbreak, and as you read on the title and thumbnail, is it worth playing? So let's start off with the early Snowbreak. So in the early Snowbreak, they focused on the gameplay and kept the characters really wholesome. As you can see, the characters fully clothed, and yeah. So now moving into the future Snowbreak, or the present Snowbreak, they have moved away from wholesome to more fan service. And the reason why, because they're not making enough financial gains, so they want to make more money and sell more, I guess, skins and characters. So okay, what I mean by wholesome, so these are the OG characters, right? So fully clothed, you see a little bit of skin, but for the most part it's fully clothed. Okay, sure, you can see some outline, but they are fully clothed. And then later on you see characters with less and less clothes, and I think that's probably welcome for the most gacha community and their waifu collectors. So I'm going to try and give as much positive, I guess, commentary as possible, and because there's only one major drawback, and I'll touch on that at the end of the video. So, you get these skins, and as you can see, it's a lot more revealing, a lot more spicy, racy, whatever you call it. And that is their monetized system, I guess. They want to sell these racy, spicy skins. And if you're into that, that's totally fine. The game is free to play. It is on Steam, and you can download their launcher on their website if you don't want to play it on Steam. So yeah, I mean, I guess players might be all for it, might be into the whole spicy skins and stuff. And yes, it gets really spicy. Okay, so before, their models were, how should I say, very flat in terms of assets, if you get my drift. But now they are a lot more pronounced. So okay, I think we're over the 1 minute mark. So yeah, your BNA, your booba and ass, I guess, or breasts and ass, or booty and breasts. Yeah, so the game is definitely catering to a certain audience. So if you like hot waifus, the game's, I guess, is more appealing for you. Now, we just talked about characters so far, and so they changed their strategy from core gameplay, which is shooting, which I haven't showed you any, and they're just moving to more, I guess, attractive character models. So
a reason to fight? Sure, I've got
So this is the loading screen character. So the reason why I bring this up is because you can change it to a different character. So maybe every time you log in, you want to see a hot waifu instead of a more more covered up, more modest character. But we're gonna keep it modest. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're gonna talk about everything. So let's just talk about gameplay for a start. So for one thing, there's certain things you can do in the game. So the underground tunnel is like your spiral abyss. So to make comparisons with Genshin Impact, this is like your spiral abyss. So we can just hop in and try it out. So, and this is pretty much the core gameplay.
I come bearing blessings to all things.
So the game is a action shooter RPG, And you can fully control your character. It is in third person. Alright.
Get back.
So,
This should be quick. All is cleansed.
different characters with different abilities. And yeah, it does require a little bit of skill. But for these,
Objective
I guess,
complete. All according
earlier
to plan.
stages, the enemies are quite weak. In the harder stages, the enemies become bullet sponge and just takes less damage, so you gotta fire more. And yeah, but basically for the underground tunnel, it's like your Spiral Abyss. The early stages are easy, and then it gets harder and harder. So not much to say about that. You don't get any buffs, it's just you and your skill, I guess.
Get back. All is cleansed.
So different stages will have
Nothing
different
to be afraid
enemies, and not much to say. As you can see, it takes a little bit more
Reloading.
bullets to take them down, but you get the point. Moving on. So I'll cover everything. I'm just trying to explain as I go. So that's one thing you do every 2 weeks, which I'm a little bit sad about. They should do it every week. Because one thing that you find that while there is a variety of things to do, there is only a limited amount that you can do, such as gacha games. So your weekly boss, these are the ones that give you rewards every week, but you can only fight them once per level. So there's like 5 stages, so you can only fight the stages once. And that's okay, because they do give you rewards, so it's like it kind of tests your skill. So the bosses do rotate. So I'll show you the bosses. So you get all these different bosses. They rotate every week. And you can fight them once to give you a reward. And yeah. So you can go into practice mode, I guess. And you can fight a boss. Basically, boss is just, in my opinion, super sponge. They absorb damage and take a long time to take down, and they hit hard, such as bosses. So yeah, I mean, this is probably
Always
the
ready to
easiest
fight.
boss. And no, my character's not really built, but that's okay. So you can dodge in this game by pressing your control. Oh no. Okay, you get the point. So, as you can see, the health bar on the boss is
lovely
quite
sound.
high. But the bosses are pretty predictable. Like, they telegraph their attacks. So you can definitely just like dodge their incoming attacks. But try not to get hit by them, because they do a lot of damage. I'll take one hit just to show you. It's not that bad. Alright, so you get the point. They do a lot of damage, but this is like the first practice boss, so it's probably not that high of a damage. And you get the point. And there's different bosses. Alright. So there's different bosses that you can fight. That's just practice mode. And the actual one is a lot tougher than that. And yeah, so in practice mode there is different bosses. So for example, you got this dude. Can I fight this dude? Yes, no. Regardless, so every week you get a boss to fight. Next up, you've got your online co-op. So you can go online with a bunch of random people. You can co-op with friends, up to 2 of your other friends, so 3 in a team. And yeah, so I'm not gonna go online co-op because if I quit, it's gonna annoy the other players. But basically, you go online and you get a whole bunch of rewards for doing it. So why is that important? you get currency to buy,
Just get what we need.
I guess, logistics. So logistics in terms of Genshin Impact is like artifacts. So why is that important? It powers up your character. Of course, you can try the RNG way, and by spending your, what do they call it here, stamina, presence. So in Genshin Impact, that would be the equivalent of Risen. So that's your daily stamina, I guess, of what you can do. So if you don't want to buy your logistics slash artifact, then you can try the RNG way and spend some stamina and hope for the best. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. So it'll be these random logistics. So you get to select your squad, and it's RNG. So you have a chance of getting one of the three, and then you kind of just like spend your resin that way, which isn't good. So you may get the logistic that you want, you may not. So that's why it's encouraged to go online and do co-op, so you can buy the logistic that you want, which is fine. I mean, that's one way to encourage you to play the co-op. Okay, so what if you don't like shooting? Not a problem. So they do have a housing system, so they call it a base. Makes sense. So you got like different characters in your base, and they are not chibi, they are like actual 3D models. I guess if you are into the whole roleplay kind of thing. Alright, she's outside. Okay. So, I don't know. If you're into the whole spicy roleplay, sure. I mean, some people do that.
A chat? Sure.
So you can send them gifts and furniture and things like that. Why is that important? So you see this trust system? So the max level is 50, and for every percentage, so every 10 levels of trust, you get 1% damage. So that's important. So the more damage you do, the better, especially if you're free to play. And yeah. Okay, so we talked about the housing system. There's really not much to talk about the housing system. You pretty much just put your characters into a room and you level up their trust system, which increases their damage. Kind of like Pokemon, I guess. And here you got your trophies from you get them from random. So you get them from limited events. I don't know if you care about hologram trophies or not. Aside from that, once a week you can complete a puzzle from Caroline. So you got this puzzle, so you go to this analysis one, which I've completed. Okay, so basically you get these puzzle pieces and you just gotta solve a puzzle. Why do you need to do that? So when you solve a puzzle, you get these points. So what are they called? A voucher, which allows you to buy furniture, which is increasing the trust of your character, which increases the damage that they deal. Okay, so that's cool. So you may be wondering, why haven't I talked about wishing? We can talk about it. So they've got currency for limited time character, limited time weapon, and it is different, which is, I guess, a little bit annoying. compared to Genshin Impact where they only have 2 currencies, because they've got a standard currency for character and a standard currency for weapons. Now, in terms of the rates, so the rates is the same for Snowbreak and Genshin Impact. For at least characters, you get basically a 50-50 chance, and it's a 50-50 chance at 80 pity. Okay, and it is guaranteed, so if you lose your first 50-50, your next 50-50 won't be, so your next pity won't be, so it's the same as Genshin Impact. That's all good. In terms of the limited time weapon, it's worse than Genshin Impact because it is 60 pulls, but it is a 50-50, which isn't good. But at least it's like you get to have one weapon, I guess. Okay, so that's the bad side. The good side, it's not an R5 weapon. As soon as you get an R2, you get the same amount of power as you would get an R5 in Genshin Impact, so that's technically better, but in terms of winning, you're probably gonna lose more often than not because it is a 50-50. Okay, so in terms of standard wishes, they are generous. Like, you do get these, I think you get 3 a month. That doesn't sound generous at all. So you get 1 per week from your online co-op. So yeah, you do get standard wishes from your online co-op. So as you cannot see it right now. There it is. So you do get 1 wish a week, so that's 4 standard wishes a week. And I think you get 1 from the battle pass, or like several from the battle pass, I believe. So the battle pass, you get 1. So for every 10, so you get 5 standard wishes from the battle pass if you're free to play. And I think you get 1 from your daily login. So if you log in 28 days, you get a standard wishing. What do you call it? It is a wish. I don't know what they call it here. I think it's called Echo Manifestation. Okay. Alright. So that's your wishing system. They are generous in terms of limited time wishes. Like, they do hand out a lot for the limited time character. They are a bit stingy on weapons, like limited time weapon wishes. And standard is whatever. For the characters, you get enough standard that you can just save up and wish. Once again, they are stingy on the standard weapons. So the reason why they are stingy on weapons is because the weapons are OP. Like, even just having 1 copy of the weapon, it just gives you like a 5 times more damage. That's all I can say. So if you're free to play, you're on hard mode. And yeah. So if you're a spender, it'll make your time a little bit more impactful and enjoyable, I guess. Because like for the time challenges, if you're free to play, you gotta be pinpoint accurate, you gotta be on point, because you only output just enough damage to clear the challenge. So I guess it is a test of skill if you're free to play. Whereas if you are a spender or a whale or a dolphin, whatever the term, you're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to miss the target. Because you just do so much damage, it's fine. But at free to play, your weapons do just enough damage to clear the stages, so you definitely have to have more skill as a free to play. Okay, so I guess we can talk about the shop.
It's snowing.
So in terms of the shop, like in terms of free to play, this is your Digi-Cash, I believe that's what they call it. Silverbuck. Okay, so Digi-Cash is like your primo gems, actually. Yeah. So that's your primo gems. The crystal thingies are your primo gems in terms of Genshin Impact comparison. So Silverbuck is like your Mora. So in terms of free to play, I would say pretty much the only thing that you need to buy every day is these fiber axons, and I would say get one copy of the character. So it's a shard. Basically, it allows you to buy manifestations. So that's the equivalent to Constellations in Genshin Impact. Now, having a weapon is nice, but it costs 300k, so it's so expensive. You gotta save up. I would say it's probably better just to hope for the best and get one through wishing, because it's probably more valuable to get these character shards. So one thing that Snowbreak does that Genshin Impact doesn't is that you can farm up constellations. So for your 5 stars, you get to farm it twice per day, and you get 2 shards. So what I mean by that, so okay, so you see these characters and you got these number 2, so 2 times. Okay, so once you farmed it, you go to your operative, and then you go to manifestation. Now as you can see, it is 9 out of 15, and how the constellations work in this game, or manifestation, is it doesn't unlock straight away. It's incremental. So as you can see, it unlocks attack, HP, attack, and then it alternates. And then once you fully unlocked everything, then the manifestation will unlock. So it will incrementally give you a power up. And you can do this for limited time characters as well, so that's why you should only wish for the character once, and then like slowly over time unlock the manifestations through free to play. Okay, so I guess we should talk about the character weapons, manifestation, and neuronics. So when you go to operative, you'll have this view details, it'll have recommended, it'll give you a free to play and I guess pay to play version. So in terms of logistics, it's not pay to play, it is all free, but you do have to invest in the online co-op. That's the thing. The weapon is pay to play, so the 5-star is a pay to play. The free to play weapon is decent enough, but your skill just needs to be on point to hit every target, and like you're allowed to miss maybe once or twice. That's what I found. Okay, so weapons. So much like Genshin Impact, you can upgrade it to tier 5 or refine 5 in Genshin Impact's reference, but that's only for the 4-star weapon. For the 5-star weapon, you can only upgrade it to 2 times, and that is the max level. It is the equivalent to R5 in Genshin Impact. So they've reduced the cost of it, so you don't have to spend as much, which is great. Okay, so we talked about logistics. So that is your artifacts. So you can get these either through RNG, through spending your resin, or you can buy it directly using your online co-op points. Either one works. Although if you want the specific logistic, it's probably better to use your online co-op points to buy it. Manifestations, that is the constellation equivalent, and as mentioned before, it slowly unlocks by doing the daily thing, but you can only unlock 2 shards per day. And yeah, neuronics is like your talents, so you want to unlock these, I guess, as soon as possible. And depending on your playstyle, you can choose whichever one to unlock. So, for example, this one I haven't fully unlocked yet, so you can see the grayed out ones are the ones that haven't been unlocked. You can reset your neuronics and choose a different talent, I guess, to unlock first. It depends on your playstyle, so doesn't matter too much. Do note that the order that you unlock, the later talents will be more expensive. Just take a note of that. But once you unlock everything, it doesn't matter. Also, you do get standard character wishes for unlocking all the talents, which is nice. Okay, I think we covered everything in this game. This game is really basic in terms of what you need to do. You just go in, shoot the mobs, shoot the boss, and once you cleared it, you're good. The game is pretty basic in that sense. So we've talked about the game. We talked about mostly the positives. So what are the negatives? Okay, so the main negative is that there's not much to do in the game. I would say this is like similar to Genshin Impact. It is a 5 to 15 minute game without the open world exploration. So you're in an instance, you shoot the mobs, shoot the boss, and once you beat it, you're pretty much done for the day. Also, in terms of like farming stuff, like it's an autoplay, or it's actually an automatic clear. So an auto clear, say for example I want this resource. Normally you can manually do it if you want to, like go and fight it and spend time that way. But they have an auto clear option, so you do that and it takes 1 second. And this is both positive and negative, because yes, it frees up your time and they do respect your time, but at the same time you literally have nothing to do. But once you've like beat this thing, I guess once or twice, the characters, I mean the monsters or enemies are the same attack pattern, and yeah, the resources are the same, so why play it again when you can just auto skip? That's all I got to say about that. So that's one thing. And in terms of content, there is not much content. So you got your main story, and yeah, take your time with the story. The story is not voiced. It's voiced by a little bit voiced, but only the major scenes are voiced. Everything else is just like a scroll along and you just press spacebar. So yeah. And the story itself is not as deep as Genshin Impact. It's just like the bad guys came from space. That's not a spoiler. I think in the first 1 minute of the story, you're literally falling from space. And yeah. So bad guys came from space, they're causing problems, it's up to you to stop them. The story's very basic. And I think that's about it. So, yeah, collection log. So, they've got different characters. We've talked about skins and stuff, so this is all the skins. So, yeah. If you're into collecting skins, not just waifus, like collecting fashion, sure. And most of them are pretty spicy and racy, I guess. Showing a lot of skin. We talked about that, but yeah, lots of things to collect, I guess. So those are all your characters that you can collect. So far there is 23. There'll be 24 next patch, which is on Friday the 19th for patch 1.5. There'll be another character coming out. I don't know what this is. It's like a movie reel. I don't know, maybe we'll be able to watch cutscenes again. Yeah. So, in terms of weapons, I guess that we can cover that too. So we got the assault rifle, we got a sniper rifle, submachine gun, shotgun, pistol, and I think they may release a new weapon type in patch 1.5. But that is really about it. So each of them have their strong suits and so advantages, disadvantages. Sniper, long range, high damage, and Yao is one of the better standard characters because she does so much damage. For a free-to-play character, she's good, but the problem is snipers take a long time to reload. Shotgun, you would think shotgun is on par with sniper, but not really. So shotgun, it takes about 2 to 3 hits to take out an enemy, compared to maybe 1 or 2 hits for a sniper, depending how much HP the enemy has. So yeah, it has the advantages and disadvantages. So SMG, submachine gun, CQC, close quarter combat, basically spray and pray. Lots of bullets, accuracy is very low, and yeah, so basically it's close range, high fire rate weapon, but it misses at long ranges because the spread is so high. Shotgun, really powerful close range, absolutely useless at long range. Sniper's good in both situations, but the reload time is so slow that it's probably better for long range. Assault rifle, your multi-purpose mid-range, long-range weapon with a decent amount of ammo. It's like your go-to character, your assault rifle. Pistol, for pinpoint accuracy and armor piercing. So shotgun and pistol are for armor piercing, same with sniper. And submachine gun and assault rifle has ricochet, so it doesn't pierce through armor. Okay, I think we covered everything. So the new character that is released on 1.5 will have a crossbow, so that's new. Yeah, from what I know, it's a AoE character, which is interesting. We got a chain AoE character, which is Chinzing, but I think the new one will be a cluster AoE, so it's like a circular one, whereas this one fires chain lightning that jumps to everyone. Okay, I think that's it. So should you play it? If you want to, as free to play. Also, they removed the English voice acting, so like for the first, I guess, half of the game, it's in English voice acted, but then they realized it was too expensive to pay English voice actors and not many people use it. So now it's just in Japanese and Chinese language, which is fine. I mean, most people use those languages anyways. So if you enjoy English voice acting, sadly they don't have it anymore. So for some of the standard characters, you may still have English voice lines. So like these ones may still have it, but the new ones, I think the new characters will no longer be voice acted by English actors, just because I think the company is trying to save on costs. They're really doing their best to like make a profit and keep the game alive. So is this game worth your time? If you want to have fun and experience adrenaline rush for like 2 to 5 minutes of your day, sure, it's okay. Now, content creators are saying that this game's probably, I don't want to say the term, end of service, because it's not. They're really trying their best to like make profit, sell like these spicy skins and characters and stuff like that, just to keep the game going. So I think they're really trying their best, but just keep that in mind, that because they're trying so hard, that they may be on their last legs, I guess. So play it as a free to play if you want to enjoy it.
A reason to fight?
Maybe don't
Sure.
spend on it,
I've got one.
just in case they do pull like the rug over you. Because yeah, like it's always a bad sign when they stop paying localized language, and they totally went a 180 from wholesome to very spicy characters. So,
It's snowing.
and as you can see, she speaks English, but the later ones may not. So yeah. So I guess like the more spicier characters. Where am I going with this? Right, so they switch from wholesome to spicy characters because they want to sell more characters to keep the game going. Okay, so those are my thoughts. Should you play the game? Give it a shot. I'll put a link in the pinned comment. It's also on Steam if you want to get it on Steam as well. And I'll make Genshin Impact content tomorrow, I guess. So thanks for watching. Hope you had a great day. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell, turn on all notifications. Leave a comment below. Are you going to give Snowbreak a try? Or do you think it's not worth your time? Become a member if you want to. Drop a super thanks if you want to. Until next time, see ya.